Car show rules and etiquette. Don't be that guy, don't be that kid, don't be that dog, and don't be that Instagram model. Let's get after it. Welcome to Firing Order. I'm your host, Casey J. Porter. I'm the only host that I could afford to hire, so you're stuck with me. And today we're talking about car show rules and etiquette. So we're going to go down a list of things that I've seen at some car shows that need to stop. Don't talk trash about other people's cars. 9 times out of 10, the owner's right by the car. You may not know who they are, but they hear you. And they're going to tell all their buddies about you. If you see something on a car you don't like, just keep your mouth shut and move on. I've seen people at car shows, usually younger fellas, walk by a beautiful exotic and talk trash. And when you hear them talk, especially if they try to talk about technical specifications, they're pretty far off the mark. Also, it's just a jerk thing to do. When I'm shooting combustion chamber lives at car shows, sometimes I'll come up to a car and I'll see that it's currently a work in progress. So I'll cover it, talk about it a little bit, but I never trash talk it. Yeah, that might get more views, but I look like a jerk doing it. So don't trash people's cars at shows. If it's not yours, don't touch it, don't sit in it, don't lean on it, don't do anything. Now, in my experience, if you're polite and you're respectful and you go up to the owner and say, hey, can I do this, can I do that? Typically, they're pretty friendly about it. But I've seen people disrespect an owner's car at even high-end car show events. I'll give you an example. We had the Decepticon Camaro at a very prestigious car show, and the doors were up, and a father and son just jumped right in and started taking selfies. It wasn't their car. Just because the doors were open doesn't mean you can jump into it. The doors are open because they're vertical doors. And what I mean by our Decepticon Camaro is it was an episode of Combustion Chamber, which I'll link to at the end of this episode. But I've had to cover for friends' cars all the time. Me and my friend Bill took his Meltdown Trans Am to Miami for the Hot Wheels show. And when he left to go get something to eat, use the restroom, whatever, I had to stand next to the car and tell people, don't touch it, don't lean against it. If you're unfamiliar with the Meltdown Trans Am, it is not a vinyl wrap. It is an entirely painted car. It's beautiful. If you scratch it, it's not a matter of minor paint correction or a little filler. You're talking about highly detailed paint work that is going to take a lot of money to fix and repair. Most of the time, an owner will let you check out the car in detail, pose with it maybe, and sometimes sit in it if you just ask. Now, me personally, I will let people sit in the seat, rev up the car. Like this, just like that.
One more.
All the way. Now, hold it. Yeah. Step on that pedal just yet. Tap. Yeah. A little harder. There you go. That's okay, that's good. That's a good thing. I think cars are meant to be shared. I'm so grateful to be able to drive a V8 hot rod every day that I do want to share it with other people. I even took my GTO to a car show for the blind. They were either legally blind or completely blind, and they had these white gloves on to kind of touch the body panels or touch the interior to feel the car. But I took it a few steps further. I decided to let them take off their gloves and feel the paintwork on the GTO because I had recently clay barred the car. So I want them to feel how smooth it was. Also, with the aftermarket exhaust that I have on it, they definitely enjoyed the sound of the car, as it was the loudest car there. I even let one young man and his girlfriend in the car, let him start the car and fire it up and rev on it a little bit, and it was a total joy.
We're in neutral, right?
You're in park, actually.
Park. You mind if I rev it?
Go ahead. Now, is every owner going to be like that? Absolutely not. But most will let you get away with some stuff if you just have the decency to ask. Your kid ain't special. If your kid is touching the car, trying to climb in it, or taking his toy cars and running them over the quarter panel of a McLaren, you need to put a quick end to that. I'm a huge advocate of bringing in younger people so we can get them into this awesome hobby. And I think it's great that people bring their kids out. But if you don't discipline your kids, they don't know that they're doing something wrong. Okay, Johnny, I know I told you to stop, but it's okay that you can feel your feelings. You can express your anger with mommy. No, you don't belong at a car show. Your kid doesn't belong at a car show, okay? But if you're willing to teach your kid respect and value, that's great, and you're always welcome. But please, keep your kids in line. I love dogs. You probably love dogs, but you have to keep them in line at a car show. If they have a tendency to jump, make sure you've got a short leash on them so they don't jump on a car or that tail wags around and smacks body panels and things like that. Will the tail actually hurt a quarter panel of a car? Probably not, but it's just a sign of respect. So just keep your dogs in line and everybody's gonna have a good time. Don't jump the line. I'm going to give a very specific example of this. For all you Instagram models out there, like myself, clearly, we need to be respectful around other people's cars. Brett David from Prestige Imports down in Miami brought his Pagani Huayras out to a show, and they were roped off for several good reasons. One, they cost several $1 million. Two, they're both one of a kind. And three, yeah, millions of dollars. I think the first two are fine. But what did I see? These wannabe models jumping under the rope and then their boyfriends trying to get pictures. Listen, get to know people so they'll allow you to do this without trying to sneak in and be disrespectful. Now, security was there and chased them off pretty quick, which is good. But don't do that because people are going to remember you. And if you reach out to them later in the future, they're less likely to help you out. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Firing Order. If I referenced a car specifically, chances are it's a combustion chamber episode, which can be found right here. If you want more car content, hit that subscribe button and bell icon for instant notifications when we go live with new episodes such as this. Hitting that thumbs up goes a long way as well. Also, if you want to hit us up on our other platforms, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and if you really love us, check us out on Patreon. Thank you for watching today.